It's the Diamond K One Show here on RadioOnFire.com. Thank you for joining me. Wow, this is one of the last shows of 2017. And, this year went by amazingly quickly, but at times it seemed to drag on incessantly. We're going to talk about some of the biggest losers, the top 10 losers of 2017, right here on the heels of the year. Amazing. Of course, Diamond K Morning Show, daily 9 a.m., radioonfire.com, also on demand on youtube.com/Diamond K Show Live. So, we got this list that we're going to count down of the top 10 losers for 2017. And of course, there are many losers for this year. So what are we classifying as a loss? Because some people on this list have money, have fame, have world renowned acclaim, but yet they find themselves on this losing list. So how did they get here? That's what we're going to talk about. First on this list, number 10, comedian, actor extraordinaire Kevin Hart is on this list. So you may say Kevin Hart has movies, he has comedy tours. How is he on this list? Well, I'm going to tell you. When you have a public debacle in the way that Kevin Hart did, when you have public scandal that he had sleeping with another women, however many that it was, after he denied, because initially there were like little breadcrumbs of little videotapes of him in cars outside of hotels and things like that. Of course, he vehemently denied it. No, not me, not the short man, da. But then it comes out that he actually was involved with extramarital stuff on his pregnant wife, the one that he claimed he loved so much, that he left his previous wife for. Like, this is like the best wife. Like, this is the best wife he could get. And she's pregnant and he's out doing his thing. And he had to come out. I hate when I have to see men crying on TV, whining and crying, social media, whatever. Just kind of, I'm so sorry, forgive me, just baby, and he does that, and then he does this whole, the FBI is a big investigation. It sounds like somebody else that I know, but why he can't release his taxes, because it's a big investigation, and I can't, whatever, Kevin Hart. It's not no big FBI investigation about whatever. You cheated, you got caught, and before it blew up in your face, you came to social media because I guess she was threatening to go to social media. So you come to social media with your drama. That, my friend, makes you a loser. This is the biggest scandal of his career thus far. Hopefully there won't be any more. But him and the previous wife, they've gone at it quite publicly. But this right here, I think she went on a reality show actually at one time. But this is how you got on this list. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that 2018 won't be an amazing winning year for you, but 2017, you were the butt of a lot of jokes. And then he goes on TV, on the Breakfast Club, and he talks about how, people don't understand, Kevin Hart was fucking up, and now I'm trying to reintroduce my fuck ups and take it back and dial it back and not be unfucked up and whatever. Kevin Hart, you are number 10 loser for 2017. Now, coming at number 9, here it is. Here he is, the buffoon of all buffoons, Ray Lewis, and he played for the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, he had a very storied career that was almost derailed by some, murder incident that happened in ATL Club. But he overcame that, and of course, that was in 2017. Why is he on this list in 2017? For his comments and his buffoonery as it relates to Colin Kaepernick. This once great football player has sunk to new lows as many black athletes find themselves after the lights of the game, after the crowds are not cheering for you anymore. You have to fall back on your brain. And usually a lot of these athletes don't have one. So they just take the scraps that Massa throws them. And Colin Kaepernick is too much of a courageous individual for Ray Lewis to even understand. And so he talks all this trash about players, protesting on the one knee and that whole thing. And then he goes to the football game and he gets down on two knees. So listen, if you're getting something for Christmas, right? You get one gift or you get two gifts. Which one is bigger? Which one is better? Two gifts or one gift, right? One knee or two knee. He was on two knees and he tried to act like, oh no, I wasn't protesting. I was praying. Even if you were praying, when you get on two knees, that's a sign of submission. That's a sign of humbleness, right? You can't go any lower than two knees, right? I said maybe if you lay down, right? Maybe if you lay down. Then he said, I didn't lay down. No, here's the thing. Ray Lewis is a hypocrite. Ray Lewis is a loser. Ray Lewis quite possibly was a murderer. And, unfortunately, we have a statue here in Baltimore of Ray Lewis. And I thought at one point in time it was going to come down. Now, whoever wanted it down, whether they wanted it down because there were some racist hicks and they thought he was protesting and they wanted it down, fine, I don't care. I wanted it down because he was protesting. He tried to act like he wasn't. Wherever you sit at on it, if your football career was one way, you can undo what you did during the field time with your antics off the field. And I think that Ray Lewis, he was flirting with it. He has been very quiet lately. Some of the things that he said I don't agree with. But as I look back, I don't necessarily think his statue should be taken down, but it is a big question mark over there. Big question mark. I saw something very funny online when he took down the Confederate statues. They said you forgot to take Ray Lewis's down. I think that sums up Ray Lewis's career, at least his 2017 standings. Next on this list of losers for 2017, coming in at number 8, here he is. You want to talk about crying Negroes? This one right here was the butt of many jokes. This is the singer, actor, Tyrese Gibson. Something clearly wrong with him. I've made so much fun of him over the years. It's just, not over the years, but over the years, definitely. But 2017, what more do you want from me? Oh my God, it was so hilarious. He's a clear example of spending too much time on social media and revealing too much. That's what Tyrese did. You're talking too much, man. You couldn't decipher the lies from the truth, whether he was going back and forth with The Rock, whether he's begging to see his daughter, all the things, whether he's lying about Will and Jada giving him money, whether he's lying about a baby, his wife being pregnant, all kind of stuff. He did all of those things, and it's just, he blames it on everybody. It's everyone's fault. It's The Rock's fault. It's medication's fault. It's people's fault because he's fighting this battle, the legal battle. It's his ex-wife's fault. And, it's just, at the end of the day, mental illness can be real. And his ex-wife has accused him of numerous things. So we don't know what's true, what's not true. But what is true is that he made a complete fool of himself in 2017. Hopefully, 2018 will be better for him. He claimed recently, a couple of days ago, that 2018 is going to be his best year ever. Best new year, new me. Yeah, we've heard it all before, Tyrese. Coming in at number 7, this John SCHNATTER. If you don't know who he is, I'm sure that you've seen him. This is the Papa John's founder and CEO. Soon to be stepping down. Now, he will still be a part of the company, still be part of the board, but he will not be the CEO. He will not be calling the shots. And you know how it is in a public company. You know, you watch Empire, right? So he's not going to be calling shots. He's going to be one of the people sitting at the table where other people calling the shots, and he's going to have a vote in what shots are called. I hope they change the recipe. The pizza is disgusting, but it is the pizza of the NFL currently. What got him in hot water is that he was, once again, as Ray Lewis felt the wrath, he was talking trash about the protests. Now, what is a protest? Protest is something that people do in this country when you don't like something. That is something that you have the right to do. Now, the powers that be, the sheep, you may not like a protest, but you should welcome a protest because one day something may happen that you disagree with. And just like people can protest, it is in your right to disagree with the protest, but you can't disagree with their right to protest. And that is one of the things that this loser, number 7 loser for 2017, John SCHNATTER of Papa John's, he's in the commercials, he's talking all this shit, and he's saying that these black athletes, they should be grateful that they have a job in the NFL, and they need to stop protesting, and all this protesting is affecting his pizza sales. That's what he said. And the racial undertones there were deafening. And let's keep in mind, what's hurting your sales is your nasty ass pizza. That's what's hurting your sales. It's not people protesting. There are other people that were protesting, other companies that involved with the NFL during the protest. The reason why you faced a dip in the sales is because you lock arms with the NFL, and the NFL is having trouble right now because of this protest. And here's what's so crazy. The issue with the protest is not about the NFL, but the NFL trying to suppress people's right to protest. Now you become involved in the protest. The protest was against inequality, police brutality, the way minorities are being treated. Then you jump in, NFL, and it makes no sense to me. But the reason why you are facing a dip is twofold. Partially because of your disgusting pizza, and 2, because you're so closely aligned with the NFL. That's why. It had nothing to do with the protestors. It's about the fact that you're aligned with somebody that's trying to prohibit protest. Now, coming in at number 6, here's a what did they call it back in the day? A blister. Here's a blister that I think he was on top of the world at one time. Kevin Spacey, a part of a big Netflix series, and formerly he's done a lot of movies. But the scandal hit, and it turns out that he was pushing up on a lot of guys and trying to get them to do things and assaulting them sexually in a way that was not appropriate and not welcomed, and definitely abusing his power and using his stature in a movie role or a production role to just prey on young people and people that needed the job, and it was not right. And of course, anybody that had any ties with him cut ties because this came out. They didn't cut ties because it happened, because they been knew it happened. It just became out public, and they decided to cut ties with him. And of course, as many playing this role, he is seeking counseling. So we'll see what happens with him. I don't know how much he'll be able to recover or rebound in 2018. I think he's going to lay low for years to come. Now, coming in at number 5, this is a logo, a shield that many people know. This is the NFL number 5 loser of 2017. Ratings dip, and just reputation dip, all because, as I said earlier, because they chose to try to repress, to try to stop people from protesting something that had nothing to do with them. But they chose to step up and try to stop it from happening, and that's how they got here. I think that if they had welcomed the players' rights to protest, it would not have reflected so negatively on them. they don't even have to agree with what it is, but the players have the right to say and do. I'm not going to say anything that they want, but they definitely had the right to say and do this. I mean, this is like they can't get on one knee during the during the anthem. I mean, come on, that's that. So but anyway, that's how the NFL got here. That's how they got on this list, and they tried many things to try and patch it up. They tried to put some patches and glue on it. They tried to put a Band-Aid on it. What can we do to possibly, ease this burden? But they didn't do it, and a lot of people boycotted the whole season. Some people said that they were not going to watch any NFL anything, support any NFL anything. Like they weren't going to do anything. Many people did that. And that affected viewership. That affected just the overall thing. So I'm going to say this. I did continue to watch the Ravens play. But there was a stench on the NFL this year. There was a stench of in previous years, I watched every game. Even games of other teams, it didn't matter. I was watching. And during the week, I was watching the NFL channel so I could see the highlights for other teams. Like I was all the way in. This year, however, not so much. I mean, I did watch my team, which is the Baltimore Ravens, but I was not excited about the sport, on a whole. And and that's where we are. So the NFL, can they rebound? I suppose they can. Will they? I don't know. This is a organization that is run predominantly by older white men. So how much fairness are you really going to see? I don't think that you will see that much. But one thing that has been exposed, some clinks in the armor have been exposed. I think that Vince McMahon with the XFL or someone is going to spark. I think Vince McMahon has the best opportunity to spark a real challenge to the NFL. And hopefully that happens. I hope that happens. And if that does happen, will that make them clean their act up, or will that be the beginning of a long downward slope for the NFL? I hope it is the latter, because things really need to be shaken up. And that's how they got on this list. Now, coming in at number 4, here is someone who has had a rough 2017. Now, if you look back at his history, he's from the streets, as many people are. He overcame drug addiction and a wild lifestyle to one that we thought was more poised, more, it was driven by yoga and healthy eating and clean living and all that kind of stuff. But behind the scenes, it has been it has been alleged that he has raped women, sexually assaulted underage women, all kind of stuff. And they have been coming out of the woodworks on him. Now, initially, he tried to get in front of this, and when it was just one girl accusing him of something, and tried to step down from his company. People was like, oh, yeah, he's so smart. He's getting back. He's going to... And then the floodgates opened up, and then the rape allegations came, and they came, and they came, and they kept coming. And it's really bad to be associated with Russell Simmons at this point in time. Now, when you look back at Def Comedy Jam and how he was viewed at one point in time, to see where he is now, it is very surprising. As some people may say, it's the Illuminati trying to take down black people, and they're just trying to but black people were not the only people affected by this, and Illuminati didn't make him sexually assault anybody. He did that on his own, allegedly. And it's been a rough year for him, but an even rougher year for people who were assaulted and affected by the alleged actions of Russell Simmons. So that's how he got on this list. Now, coming in at number 3, Matt Lauer. This is a face that most people know, right? He's accused of many of the same type of things, sexually assaulting, preying on young women that worked for him, around him, during his long 20-year run as a A1 television journalist. His fall from grace has been sudden. The impact has been deafening, at least for him. Now, of course, you look at it, he still has money. He's still getting it. He still has money in the bank, but he no longer holds that high position that he used to hold. He no longer is in a situation that he would be considered winning favorably. He just recently turned 60 years old, celebrated his birthday. But he had the worst year of his career. Now, earlier this week, he had a birthday, and the celebration, very different from what it was last year. Very different. It's the allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior, harassment, ended this year on such a low note. Ironically, this time last year, they were having a toast for him for his 20th anniversary on the NBC morning show just a week after his birthday. He had signed a 2-year contract extension with NBC. Like, he was living it up. But it is so different. It was all good just a year ago. Now, his wife is preparing for divorce, and it's not good. It's not good for him, and that's how he got on this list. Coming at number 2, Harvey Weinstein, the television producer, movie, film producer, somebody that was getting it, right? He was winning at one time. Many people knew behind the scenes what he was about. Many people knew the level of perversion that he was going through. But he produced a lot of big-time films. He co-founded Miramax, and just had a successful run. 65 years old, and it is just not good. He is like the poster child for this whole movement of sexual assault. He's that guy. Like, it was a very, very troubling year. And what's so ironic is that many people knew about this. Behind the scenes in Hollywood, this was a known thing. And yet people did nothing about it for whatever reason. But Harvey Weinstein is spending his New Year's in a rehab. Now, I think that that's like the go-to thing. This is what they're going to do. We're going to say I'm sick, and I did these things, and this is how I'm handling it, and now I'm going to be better because the doctor fixed me up. That's where I think that he's going, and many of these white people are going. I don't think that the black people are taking that that path, because I don't think that path would be welcomed. The number 1 loser, and for 2017, Roy Moore, Judge Roy Moore, if you want to call him that, that's fine. This face, if you take a look at his beady eyes, this guy is unbelievably a former judge. He is from Alabama, and he was running a race to become a senator. Now, he was accused of sexually assaulting young women, young girls, 14 years old, young girls, years ago. And they started coming out, talking about it. People started coming out in support of the girls and corroborating many things that the girls said, producing evidence. But he still moved forward. He still tried to act like, first he said he had permission from the girl's parents to do this. He had all this kind of stuff. Now, mind you, this is a racist judge. This is a racist, good old boy hick running for office in 2017. And he had many supporters, including the president of the United States. Many supporters. The Republican Party supported him. First, they took their support, then they gave it back. This was their guy. This was their guy. And we're going to send him to Washington to represent the state of Alabama. And I, for one, did not think that he was going to lose, because I felt that, we were just going to continue on this path. But America surprised me. And I'm glad that they did, because it shows me that we really are on the up, we have some upward mobility here. And people like this type of person is dying off. He's a baby boomer, right? These baby boomers are dying off slowly. The people with this type of mentality are going to get out of here. And a lot of people are really products. A lot of older people are now products of the hip hop generation. And I think that is a little bit more welcoming, and it has caused a lot of races to become closer. And people of Roy Moore's age, that good old boys network, those people are getting older, and it's going to be up to the next generation to really set the pace here of what happens. And the people of Alabama spoke, and they did not elect this accused child molester, accused pedophile, definite racist to become their representative, and I'm glad for that. But here's what's so crazy about it. Even as we are doing this show, he still has not acknowledged his loss. Like, he's still trying to fight it out. Amazing. He blames the black communities in Alabama for his loss and tries to say that there was voter fraud, because he said in these Republican counties, black people don't vote there. Where did these black people come from? Because for so long, the black people just didn't vote there, right? Not in big numbers. But because this racist, because this accused child molester, child predator was running, and the things that he was saying and what he represented, it sparked a fire in the black counties in Alabama, and that pushed the Democrat Doug Jones over the top and caused this, what they say, ruby red state of Alabama, with all of the history in Alabama. It pushed them to elect a Democrat, first time that they had in 25 years. So Roy Moore still not accepting his loss. Just the fact that he wanted to run, and he should have bowed out many times and shown some type of grace, but he has none. Zero. I hope this is the last time we see this loser, the biggest loser of 2017. I hope this is the last time we see him, but something tells me it is not. But we'll be back doing this next year with a whole new list of people. I definitely want to thank everybody for listening. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. And we'll be back a little bit later today. A lot of exciting programs and specials coming up. We'll be back later on today for the biggest winners of 2017 and the His and Hers show year-end special. Definitely stay tuned to RadioOnFire.com. We have a lot of things coming up this year. I guarantee that you will be surprised.